The clock started 5,125 years ago will start again. Another chance to make a choice. But I must advise that the guilty will be punished. For 5,125 years of defying the living truth, your Lord, the living truth, has been merciful, permitting you to defy the truth for 5,125 years. You doubt the truth? Let's speak about the truth then. Let's discuss strand theory or string theory. The strand or string theory model in physics, the strand model of the ultimate unifying theory, is claimed that the model agrees with all experimental data known so far and makes clear, falsifiable predictions that are presently being tested. In particular, the strand model is based on one simple fundamental principle, and this is beautiful. It predicts quantum theory and allows no alternative or extension. Permits the standard model of particle physics and allows no alternative or extension. Predicts general relativity and allows no alternative or extension, and solves all open issues of the standard model of gravitation and cosmology. This information is from stringworld.ru by Musser G. Dear Homo sapiens, string theory lets teachers win one more round of the game. It proposes that subatomic particles are subatomic strings. If we zoom in on the particles closely enough, what we usually think of as little billiard balls reveal themselves to be tiny loops of lengths of a more primitive material. These strings vibrate like miniature guitar strings, and each type of particle corresponds to a string playing a certain pitch, as though quarks were middle C, electrons were E flat, and the world around us were a symphony of unimaginable intricacy. String theory unites not only the types of particles, but also the ways they behave. Current physicists must make do with an uneasy shotgun marriage of two explanations for the behavior of matter. Most phenomena, such as electricity and magnetism, fit into the conceptual framework known as quantum theory. But gravity stubbornly refuses to go along. It falls under the rubric of Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity. String theory proposes that matter, force, space, and time are composed of tiny vibrating strings. It widely considered a leading candidate for a unified theory of physics, which boils down to all the forces and types of matter to a single set of principles. Quantum theory describes the behavior of objects based on the assumption that matter and force come into in indivisible units. The different approaches to unification have varying degrees of ambition, but in some way or another, the unified theory will cover every phenomenon known to physics. Because of its scope, the theory will go right to the foundations of physical reality and will probably be unlike anything science has ever seen. Physicists get around the limitations of both relativity and quantum theory by saying that some deeper theory will explain them. A fully unified theory won't be able to pass the buck. So you see, it was in grade 4, or was it 5, that a teacher named Mrs. Strand decided she wanted to create the strand theory. A blonde or dirty blonde she was, tall and slightly big-boned, slim. She thirsted for a unifying theory that would help her unify the forces. She saw light in a light-boned, bronze-skinned boy with curly hair, and so she decided with the teachers at school and the other schools would follow her to torture a child in return for the benefits. In the process, a unifying theory would be developed. Her name would be immortalized as the strand theory, and women would achieve so much in the process. Oh, Gloria Steinem, how much have women benefited from the truth when the truth is already known? You all ignored the living truth. Dear Gloria, you could have chosen to glorify the living truth, but instead you chose to sting him. So the string or strand theory is a unifying theory, as you can strum the strings and pull on the puppets and unify when otherwise it would not want to unify. Oh, Mrs. Strand, you did not understand wave theory, as such strumming on the strings and pulling the strings of the puppets is not enough. Your strand theory must incorporate the wave theory to be proper unifying theory. Let's continue the discussion. She had me prepared for acting in a play. It was the only play that I prepared for in all my school years. The school kids prepared so happy to be able to showcase her acting for the parents was to be finished. I believe it was a Christmas play, so when it came time for me to showcase my acting, I had to carry a sign across the stage. We rehearsed it a few times. The school and parents were told to all come to see the students at the play. So what was I, the child, that was to be tortured for a lifetime in return for the benefits of the city, the province, the country? Be told by the teachers, told by the students, told by all. I was told to come to the play to act in the morning at about 7 a.m. I told my parents. They got me up early to make sure that I had my breakfast so that I could act in the play. When I got to school, there was no one there, just the principal. I was led into the school. I explained to him that I was here for the play. He said there's no play, and Mrs. Strand will speak to me as she had arrived early. So Mrs. Strand and I met in a private room near the office, and she told me that the play happened last night at 7 p.m., and she did not know why I did not attend. The parents were all there, and all the students were there. They loved the play, and there was lots of applause. So you see, even my sister in the same grade and my parents did not tell me the correct time in the play. I wondered how that could be, that I could miss a play that the entire school and students knew of, if only I did not know what time it was to occur. You see, I was not an actor. I was being acted upon. How could the Delta School Board, the teachers, the parents permit me to act, when instead they were the actors? They would get the applause, not I, who was chosen to be acted upon. The deal was done by generations beforehand, the benefits for the deception, the lies to be paid to the actors. How deep the evil lies. The students would pressure and laugh at me for days as to how could this child not know what day and time the play started. The entire school knew. Of course, I was watched for how I dealt with the embarrassment. They tested me, testing, a lifetime of testing. My sister in the same grade did not even tell me the correct time. The conspiracy of the torturing of a child, the city of Delta, guilty. The reasoning projected in your science, your physics, so you see Mrs. Strand with the beat of the music, the strumming of the strings. The orchestration of third, second, first person would help create the unifying theory. The string theory, the strand theory, the mixing of genes for this generation. Even though the truth is known, the Mongoloid gene holders would deceive for their benefits and bribe the others. Dear Mrs. Strand, the torture of children was not needed. Or were you just marching to the beat of the music, the dance of the secret societies? You see, like all the Homo sapiens, the pagans worship the sun god rather than the living truth. The truth is known. There's no need to torture children. You knew you were my favorite teacher, and the only teacher I remember from grade school, so you wanted to test, but there was no need because the truth is known. You used that knowledge for the benefits for the mixing of genes for your nation. You permitted Mongoloid genes to flourish in Canada when the truth was known to you in grade 4, grade 5. You thought you could wait, and in return receive the benefits provided by Mongoloid gene holders. You agreed to the Mongoloid unifying theory when the truth is known. Your nation to receive the benefits while garbage is created everywhere. How deep the evil lies. Oh, Mrs. Strand, did you enjoy the power rush knowing you had successfully deceived a child? Did you enjoy the applause? Did you so desire the benefits that would flow to you? Did you have an orgasm that night? How deep the evil lies.